Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode 127. It is StitchCon A recap time. Are you excited? If you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today is going to be a good one. Today we're going to be chatting all things StitchCon. StitchCon is a retreat for cross-stitchers. Yeah, if you don't know. And I went to weekend A last weekend. I've got a table full of goodies to share with you. So what I love to do is give you guys a little table of contents of exactly what is going to be in this possibly feature-length movie film, because based on the amount of stuff I have on the table, we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be chatting about StitchCon as well as my StitchCon pre-party. If you don't know, I was lucky enough to be able to go and stay a couple days early before StitchCon at my bestie Shellie's house, Antique Needleworker. We had so much fun. So I have a little bit of StitchCon and StitchCon pre-partying. Antiquing haul, we went antiquing, so I've got all the haul to share with you. I do have a list. I want to share with you some of the StitchCon gifts that people brought by the table, either just for everyone that they were sharing with everyone at the retreat, which is crazy bonkers generous, as well as things that were made specifically for me, which I just am so honored and blown away every time anybody brings me something specific for me. Are you kidding? Wow. I just feel really, really blessed. Antiquing haul, told that I did have some stitching whips. I did stitch a little bit. I mean, it's a cross-stitch retreat, so you'd think I'd be finishing and doing all the things. It's not exactly how it went by, but we'll talk about it. I have some needlepoint to share. Yeah, that's new to my channel. We'll chat about it. I do have 2 giveaways to share with you guys that were generously donated by one of my friends, as well as at the end, we will do a quick Tiger Lily shop update just to let you know what is going on here in the Tiger Lily studio. There's a busy, busy July, and I want to make sure that you know what's coming up in case you want to be involved. Okay. Good morning, friends. It is Monday morning, 5:55. Car is packed finally. It's time to get on the road, headed to StitchCon. Okay, friends, I've got the GPS loaded. It says 8 hours and 10 minutes, 505 miles to my desired destination. I've got my protein shake, my protein bar, some trail mix, some nuts. I'm sure I'll stop along the way because I always do. But let's get started. Look at our pretty strawberries. Ooh.
So blingy. So pretty.
Involved. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to jump right in. Now, I tried to stay organized. I made a pink list. I made a pink paper list so that I would stay organized and be able to tell you guys what we were doing, when we were doing it, and it would make sense. I'm not promising that's how this is going to go, but we're just going to start diving in, and you'll see little video pieces segmented together because I will take breaks and put stuff away. Just keep digging down the pile. Literally, it's a mountain right here in front of me. So we're just going to keep on digging. First, let's talk about the pre-party. So I rolled into Ohio Monday afternoon. Super great. Went straight to Shellie's house. We emptied the car and then went right up to the studio. Her studio is actually her mill, which if you haven't seen her mill tour, that should be on your to-do list for sure. It is a gorgeous, beautiful place to make. It's inspiring. I want one when I grow up. So she has a beautiful mill / studio upstairs. It's like a 3-level, different stories. And we make all the things. So we're not just stitchers. We are quilters. We are knitters. We're hookers. I haven't hooked in a while, but you know, Shellie does really all the things for sure. I have a spinning wheel. I've spun on it once. We love to dabble in all the things making. And so we were, as she's mentioned in her video that she's posted, she's already posted her StitchCon recap video, which was fabulous. It kept me company a couple days ago when I was sewing on keepers. But she said that I brought enough craft supplies to sink the Titanic. I was so excited because this time I got to drive. Last time I went to StitchCon, I was flying, so you know you're limited by suitcases and things. But this time, I crossed my fingers and said a little happy dance prayer to the car gods that my car would make it, no problem. So yay, no travel, no car issues. So that's exciting. And so I got there, and yeah, I guess I brought a few things because I kind of drive a big car, so why not fill it up? So I did bring. When I'm working in my studio at home, I'm surrounded by fun as well as work. So it's a lot of times being able to unplug and be like, okay, today is not a work day. If you don't know, I make keepers for a keeper club. We'll talk about it later, but I make project bags. Here they are right here. The keeper library is right there. So I make keepers for work. And so having turn off work and go to fun is kind of hard sometimes because there's always lingering piles of work surrounding me, kind of talking to me over in the corner right over there. I see the July stack of keepers that are saying, do you have time to be doing this? So being able to separate and kind of unplug and do fun crafting is hard for me. So I was so excited because there was not going to be any work in the gristmill studio staring at me saying you should be doing this instead. No, there was not. So I brought enough quilts and fabric and books and inspiration for 4 quilts. Now, in true fashion, StitchCon started Thursday morning. So I rolled in Monday afternoon. We had plans for Wednesday, which we'll talk about. So there was really just Monday afternoon and Tuesday. What was I thinking? I don't know. But as I've said here many times before, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Needs a strong word. I wasn't going to need anything because trust you me, there's enough fabric in Shellie's studio to keep us busy for weeks as well. But I brought enough. So the moral of the story is I brought too much, but that's okay. On Monday, we were exchanging gifts and all the things. And when we get down to it, I'll show it to you. She made some beautiful gifts for me and I was so excited. So we started doing all that. But then we were planning for our full day of Tuesday, right? Because, I just drove 9 hours. Yes, I'm still excited and revved up. But it was a long day. So we wanted to make plans to make the best of Tuesday. And that is what we did. But while we were doing it, we went through some of the options I brought. I will tell you what the options are. I've already put them away, so I can't share them with you. But like I said, I brought enough stuff for 4 different quilts. 2 of them were Sew Sampler quilts. So if you don't know, I get the Sew Sampler box. It's a great blue box. It's like an aqua Tiffany blue box that comes every month with basically a quilt in a box. Sometimes it's a runner, sometimes it's a mini project, but 9 times out of 10, or at least my experience is, it's a quilt in a box. And so you do sometimes have to add your own fabric, but the majority, the pattern's there and the featured fabric is in there. And Shellie and I both get the boxes. We do our best to keep up, but we both have Tiffany blue stacks of boxes. And so I knew that it was safe for me to bring a couple of those because I know she hasn't done them because we haven't talked about it. We talk pretty much on the daily. And so I knew she hadn't sewn. So I brought 2 of those. And then I also brought a red and white. So see right here. We'll do this one day, Shellie. But it's already back on the shelf. And I have 2 extra bundles. I have a fat quarter bundle times 3 of this beautiful red and white Moda fabric, Riley Blake, I forget which, but it's out of print, which is the reason I don't make with it to share with Tiger Lily, because I'm conscious of being able to share things that I want you to be able to get, right? So this would be a personal quilt. And so I brought a red and white quilt as well as a red and white quilt book. Could I put my hand on that? I'm looking over here because this is where my books are. Here it is. I love eye candy, so why not? This is a red and white quilt 2 book. It's by Martingale. It's got some beautiful quilts. Now you see, this is just solid. So a lot of them are solids. Like, look at that one. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to have a red and white book to sew a red and white quilt. This is the one I think that I thought we would do. This and that. It was just so cute. It didn't have anything but red and white. And so since I had red, I had 3 fat quarter bundles. Anyway, we didn't make that one. Doesn't matter. And then another one was it's this blue on blue. Anyway, those are things we didn't do. You want to see what we did do? That's more exciting, yes? So we did a quilt in a day. And so what that means, so this was the January Sew Sampler, January 2025 Sew Sampler kit. Now what it came with was came with 3 charm packs of Sunday brunch, not Tilda Sunday brunch. That's not confusing at all, is it, friends? This is Basic Gray's fabric collection line called Sunday Brunch. So it came with a charm pack and the pattern. I have now since lost the pattern, thrown it away, disposed of it, recycled it, put it in my donation box. I'm sure it's in the donation box because I've made the quilt. I only make quilts once. That's not true. I've made multiples. But anyway, we made a quilt in a day. So this is so fun. So fun. I can't show you the whole thing. There would have been a full picture in the slideshow reel in the front of the video. So this would be super, super fun. So we made this first. It's supposed to be a lap quilt. I don't know about you, but an 80 by 80 quilt is not lap to me. But that's okay. It was not hard. It was the cutting was intense. You would look at that and see. So it's basically you make 8 of these blocks and 8 of these blocks. And then you put them together on the point. You have to add your background fabric. And so obviously, like I said, the Sew Sampler box comes with the featured fabric, which was all this colored one. But the background fabric I chose, let me zoom in on because I really love it. I'm going to order another bolt of it. It used almost 5 yards per quilt on it. So thank goodness I had a bolt that I brought with us just in case we decided to do this one. So this is from Beverly McCall Flamingo Toes, Beverly. And it's part of her Berry Market line, but it's not part of the main line. It's like a coordinating background. So she has 2 of them. So it's the one that I'm making my Berry Market quilt. I haven't even gotten to StitchCon yet, friends. I promise this won't be that long. But this is the Berry Market quilt. It also comes in that like stormy blue color. It just has these pretty, pretty flowers. Of course, they're pink. If you know, you know. And little dots. So I wanted it to be a little something more than just white. And this daisy dots was perfect. Like I said, I will link it down below. You can grab some at Fat Quarter Shop. It is a beautiful background. I will be adding another bolt of it to my collection. It actually comes, which is really cool. It has, I'm going to guess 5. It could be 3. It could be 8, 5-ish of the solids, like different. So you could have blues or yellows Again, I don't want to guess wrong, but I know that because this is like a basic blender, part of her line, which is really fun, that it's just perfect for backgrounds, for quilt backgrounds. When you're like, okay, I has to be solid, but I want a little solid with a little something. Solid with a little something, you know what I mean? So anyway, that was our quilt in a day. Wow. Okay. I totally skipped what we did on Monday. I'm already out of order. Bear with me. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're keeping busy. Are you stitching? Are you knitting? Let me know in the comments down below what you're doing while you're watching said StitchCon recap weekend movie. Yay! Okay, so like I said, I came in Monday. We were getting ready to do the quilt. I ended up cutting some for the quilt. I was the fabric cutter this time. Last year, Shellie cut. This year, I cut fabric and she wound yarn. But we'll talk about yarn when we get to yarn. But on Monday, we were zigging and zagging and playing and doing all the things, just having fun being in person. And we were moving stuff around the studio, and Shellie has this fabulous, she has lots of beautiful antique containers, little baskets. Everything has its place, which is I aspire to. Everything has its place and everything is in its place, but all the places that it are pretty. And so she has this beautiful box. It's probably like an antique sewing box. I'm sure it is. That is her strawberries box. Now, hashtag goals. I need a strawberries box. I have a strawberry now. I actually have two. Shellie made me one that is on display, but I have never made a strawberry. So I don't have a strawberry making box, but trust you me, it's on the list. So on Monday, when we were moving around, she's like, here's the strawberry box. I was like, oh, I've never made a strawberry. Now I want to stitch all the strawberries and make more stitchy strawberries. And I know that's all the thing because of Marjorie Made strawberry sal. Yes, all the things, right? But in the meantime, we made a velvet strawberry. I've never made one. An hour, maybe two. I don't know. We were sitting there yucking. So, you know, it's hard to say how long it actually took, but it was so cute. All this is red velvet. So fun. Green wool. There, you just use the freezer paper, like template, strawberry template, freezer paper to cut out two pieces, the strawberry and the top, right? And then you use this fun little vintagey trim kind of paper, gauzy, silky ribbon. I don't know. It's just the crinkled ribbon. I forget. I have some, but I forget where it's from. And then, of course, also in her strawberry box is a collection of beads because, you know, what's a strawberry if it's not blinged up? And then we're doing the little blanket stitch around the strawberry stem. And this is just the most precious little thing ever. I can't wait to put it on my display box right over there. And this is our StitchCon 2025. This is our make and take, as well as our quilt in a day. Yeah, we might be extra. So this is what we did on Monday, and it's so cute. So as I mentioned, we had plans for Wednesday. So that was Monday, and then there was Tuesday, quilt in a day, so fun. And then Wednesday, Shellie had organized a little mini pre-party friends in the mill group. Now, for everyone except one was going to be at StitchCon the next day with us, but Holly, Hobbies of Holly, was going to StitchCon B, and so we didn't want to miss her. And we also just wanted to have our own little like closed pre-party before StitchCon. StitchCon get crazy, 300 people, it's loud, it's crazy. We just wanted to be comfortable and have fun and do the things at the mill together. So that morning, Shellie made us this beautiful, basically farm fresh breakfast brunch situations. Like that morning, she went out to the chicken coop and got the eggs. It was adorable. Made this beautiful King's Hawaiian French toast. You need to ask her for that. I need to ask her for that recipe. It was so good. Who doesn't love a King's Hawaiian roll? And then it's like a French toast casserole bake. It's perfect for like a holiday overnight. Like Christmas morning, that's when I do a French toast bake. But now it's like an extra with the King's Hawaiian rolls. Anyway, I will ask her for the recipe. And if I can link it, I will link it down below. I know she got it on Pinterest somewhere, I think. And so good. And then a homemade, you know, farm fresh quiche, bacon, all the things. Yum. I'm hungry now. But she also kitted up, made us all project bags. Step one. Beautiful double ring quilt. I love these vintage quilt bags. Almost a little more than the bags I make, but I make different bags. Shellie makes beautiful upcycled cutter quilt bags. Some of my favorite cherished ones. So I got another one. She made one for everyone that day. So that day it was me and Shellie and our friend Lisa Duffin, who was late. I will link everybody that I mentioned. I will try to. We're just going to say I'm gonna, because I'll go back and watch the video and make notes and link everything. So if I mention a Flosstuber or a friend who has a Flosstube, I will have them linked down below. So Lisa, who is Lady Huzzah Presents, Hobbies of Holly Neal, and then Jen Nasca, who is TBD coming back to Flosstube. Yep, I called you out, Jen. You're coming back. So we all got this beautiful bag, but that's not all. Inside this bag, first of all, how cute is this? It's a little tag. So, I mean, in case I didn't know, I love it. I'm just going to keep it on there forever. So just in case. And it's got the beautiful Lori Holt. I'm pretty sure that's Lori Holt. Pretty sure. Beautiful samplery inside. So not only did she give us this bag, which is above and beyond beautiful, she kitted up a Be a Friend sampler by Needlework Press for us. This was so generous. So the Be a Friend sampler with kitted up chart, fabric, and floss. So we immediately got started. Let me see. So here it was all the classic Colorworks overdyed threads. There's 10 threads. And I brought my board over here. We got it started, and then pretty quickly we decided that we were going to take a motif out. We had to strategize as we were sitting around the mill. Now, did you see we shot a video? I haven't watched it. I mean, I was there. I don't really need to watch it. But we did a little Friends in the Mill video, so I will link that. It's on Shelley's channel if you want to watch it. But we decided that we were going to take out a motif. We needed to pick a motif to take out so that we could put our initials, because that's so fun. I mean, this stitch will have memories galore. So we pulled out, we're taking this little rainbow flower motif out, and we stacked our initials. So this is mine so far. So I started in the corner and worked my way over so I could get to where my friends were going to put their initials. And they're all in, which is good to go. And then, so obviously that is just a running stitch to show you the center. And this was me just, working my way over, getting it to so the girls could put their initials in there. So this one is going to be super fun. I'm excited to be able to pull it out. I can't imagine. It's not a huge piece. Let me see if I can quickly tell you. Nope, I don't see the stitch. Oh yeah, 221 by 177. So some of us were talking about leaving off that's a heavy stitch border, if you don't know. And then there's 3 different alphabets. I don't know. I might take 1 or 2 of them out, if I'm being honest. A sampler with 1 alphabet is good. A sampler with 2, that's okay. A sampler with 3, that's a little extra. So I actually kind of like the top alphabet. So I might be extra bougie and just kind of like remove this middle section and bring it down. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. I'm over here. You saw where I was. I got plenty of time to decide. But chances are I'm going to put a tiger lily twist on it because I think 3 alphabets is a little extra. So I'm excited. That was the sweet gift for a Wednesday. So we just had so much fun on Wednesday. Like I said, we recorded a video, but we basically just sat there. We did a little stitching. Almost all of us got our letters. Everybody got their letters in Holly because she wasn't going to be with us at StitchCon. And then we knew that the rest of us were going to be together at StitchCon. So there was no pressure. I know mine were finished later. So that you could put your letters in later. But everybody got their letters in. Yes, everybody did. I'm like, is that a true statement? It is a true statement. Yay. So that was Wednesday. And literally we just hung out and just did. It was so great. Thursday morning, StitchCon. Woohoo! Now, we were lucky enough that we already had our table planned. And extra extra lucky that one of our table mates, Miss Sally Yoon from Sally Stitches and, link down below, she was gracious enough to be our line leader. Meaning, if you don't know, at StitchCon, they start to get in line, and I don't know how long. I did it the first year. The first year, I didn't know anybody. I was just like a StitchCon newbie. So I was in line at the, 7 or so. I think the doors open at 10. So I was pretty early up in the line the first year. And so they get in early. So, but Sally was so gracious, and she volunteered to be our line leader, our line stander upper doer thing. And so she got in line and saved our table. So thank you so much, Sally. She got us the great table. It's almost exactly the same table we had last year, which we love. We love being on the outer edges. Just so you don't have to squeeze through the middle. It gets a little tricky. And so we were on the outer edges, and we had all of our tables. So now our StitchCon table was, like I said, most of the people were at Shellie's. But so Shellie, Lisa, Jen, Sally, me, and then our new friend, Chrystal. Chrystal has a Flosstube. I will link her down below. It's PNW Crafter, Pacific Northwest. She either lives in Oregon or Washington. I forget which one. I think it's Oregon. Yeah. It's on the edge, the edge-ish. So she was a friend that I had kind of interacted with on Instagram. She was coming to, it's her first retreat ever. And so I was so excited that she could join our table. So Chrystal, she just fit right on in, and we had so much fun. So like I said, Thursday morning was StitchCon. Now we rolled in a little late because we had a late night Wednesday night, just doing the things that we do. But we rolled in Thursday getting ready for the fun. So let me show you some of the let me show you what I stitched on. And then, because that'll go quick. You would think that would take the longest time, but it doesn't. So I stitched on 2 pieces. Now, if you don't know, I think I shared last week, maybe, that what I was bringing. I brought 5 to 6 pieces. I brought my peacorn. I pulled her out. We looked at her. Didn't stitch on her. I brought a couple other pieces that didn't even come out of the bag. I need to know better. I should know better. Let's be real. I'm only going to do fill-in, except for that one at Shellie's house. I'm only going to do fill-in, and I'm really not going to do that much. Truth. But I did do fill-in. So this was not only my StitchCon fill-in, but this is the one that got all the love this week. So this is StitchCon as well as this week. So she made a lot of progress. Now, what is she? She is the American Sampler. Sorry, my pattern is, crumpled up in one of my bags. It's living its best life. This is the Plum Street Sampler, American Sampler. I did a bell swell conversion. I've talked about it half a dozen times. This one's been in my whip pile for about 1.5 years now. I have goals. And maybe if I keep on going, this is my bell swell conversion. I have friends that ask me all the time. So here it is, just in case you want to know. That's her right there. And I keep my bell swells in my sweet little sweater upcycled bag that I made years ago, just to keep the silk kind of corralled and not so fuzzy. But July 4th, what do we got? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Maybe. If I hunker down and do nothing else, maybe. It's an option. It's a possibility because I got a lot done. So at StitchCon, this whole gray house, fill in. At StitchCon, I'm going to say half of this black roof. I did this all during the auction, which was so fun. So Saturday night is the auction at StitchCon. It's like the auction and the raffles and all the things. It's just fun. You just like watching a show. And so fill-in is, I can stitch and listen. I can listen and stitch at the same time, like I do all the time watching Flosstube and things. And so I was able to get probably at least half of this house filled in during that fun. But then once I've got home, I finished the rest of the roof. I did another flag. I've started to fill in these white flowers. So it's coming along. What I really need to do is get this grass filled in because there's also a tree all over here. And that's going to be a lot of counting. The fill-in's easy. Like I could fill in for days. But the fill-in, but see that tree? There's a tree. And then I also need to do, there's a headless man, as we called him at StitchCon. He doesn't have a head yet because I haven't done his face because I'm just going to wait and do the girl's face at the same time. But I needed to decide. I'm not giving her a brown dress in the chart. She has a brown dress. I don't do brown dresses. So I have to decide which of those 3 reds. There's 3 reds that I've pulled for the bell swell and more of this orangey red that's in the stars, as well as there's 2 colors in the bricks for my bell swell conversion. And so she's going to have a red dress. That's just all there is to it. I just have to pick which one I think she would look best in, or she would coordinate best with her little blue coat dapper man. And so then but the tree is what's gonna, that because it's all the counting is hard. But otherwise there's a possibility that this is a July 4th finish, or there's a possibility it's not. We shall see. But that is the one that got a lot of love at StitchCon, especially day 2 and 3. So Friday and Saturday. But on Thursday, I brought my queen bag, because it's packed up so lovely with a bunch of things I didn't start or do. I had 3, maybe 4 new starts kitted up that I took to StitchCon thinking I was going to have a new start. I mean, I did have a new start. I had the Be a Friend that Shellie got me. That was great. But that was at the mill when I could actually count and stitch, and I don't think I messed up. No. But I did not have any new starts at StitchCon because I was talking too much. I was Chatty Cathy, that's who she is. But I do have, like I said, 3 or 4 things already kitted up. Now, I still want to start them, but I also want to finish things like this American sampler. So I'm struggling. It's a struggle between whipping down or finishing whips. Whipping down. That's a big goal. Working on whips or having all the new starts. Now, if you don't know, I challenged myself, and I'm failing, but I challenged myself to kit up 50 charts for 2026. If you don't know, 2026 is my big 50 birthday. I don't know how that is possible, but it is. And so I wanted to have 50 new starts. I'm going to have a start a week. It's going to be great. This is the big plans. I'm failing, as I mentioned. Did you catch that the first time? Yeah, I'm failing because I haven't kitted up anything intentionally for Nifty 50. But maybe what I should do, once I clear off this table, once I do all the things for July, but then there's the things for August. Anyway, what I should do is just move these kits right to the Nifty 50 box, which I don't have a box. I have it. It's right there I'm pointing. Can't you see? It's right there. It's like the linen boxes I got from Amazon, right? I have 2 linen boxes. If you don't know, I will link that video. Oh, no, there's no video. I talked about it. I organized my linen in a certain way, and I got these beautiful fabric like file boxes, and I think I'm going to have a Nifty 50 file box. And I did bite the bullet and get some of those Amazon. I'm collecting right now, so I'm really crushing this goal situation. Those Amazon project bags, because yes, even though I am a project bag maker, I do not have 50 project bags just hanging around ready to put things in. So I did bite the bullet and get some of those Amazon Ziplocky zipper bags. And so what I should do, now, will I do it? Come back next week and see. I should just move these kitted up projects right out of the queen bag and have them be chart 1, 2, and 3 for my Nifty 50 box. Sure should. Sure should. Let's see if I do it. Anyway, back to what I came in here to tell you. I did work on something in this box. It's none of the new starts. Like I bought this as a new start. The glare. Okay, that's cute. Fully kitted up. Fabric, floss, ready to go. It could be Nifty 50 ready. Oh, this one is actually fill-in ready. So cute. He was in here. What else is in here? Oh, yes. This was the Upon My Heart. This was the Queen City Sampler Guild exclusive. So I have the floss and the fabric that I bought, that I was kitted up with that. So that's ready to go. And then there was a patriotic new start that is over there that I haven't done yet. Anyway, but I did do something in this sweet little bag. Let me show you what I did stitch on. Now, I should I should just finish him, but he's not ready yet, or she. I think it's a she. She's adorable. It's Henny Penny. It's from Stacy Nash. This is one of the animal crackers. Her name is Henny Penny. I don't have the cover anymore. This was a loaned from a friend. So sweet. Thank you so much. Who loaned me this exclusive chart. Now, this chart was an exclusive to a Silver Needle retreat last summer. I have it on good authority that Stacy Nash will be releasing it this summer, July or August. Not sure exactly when, but she's coming, so you don't have to wait too long. But Henny Penny is so sweet. Now, you can see I had her ready for fill-in. She had no white when I went to StitchCon. So this is all StitchCon white, and we all know how much fun white stitching is, right? So I did that, but then I got bored, and that's when I pulled out the American sampler. So in that bag, I just have the blue apron and the white floss, and I could fill in for days, and then she is ready to go. So when she'll get finished, I don't know. I like to sometimes save my fill-in projects, but then sometimes I don't. You just never know. So that, unfortunately, if you're here for stitching, that is probably the end of the stitching show. The rest, like I said, we're just going to keep going down the list. I'm going to keep going down the pile. Let's see what's next.
Let's chat Tablemate gifts. So one of the customs at a stitchy retreat, sometimes you don't have to participate. There's no requirements. But is that you make something, buy something, give something to your Tablemate gifts. It's just a fun little exchange among stitchy friends. And I was so excited to be able to make something special for my stitchy friends, as well as I received some gorgeous items that I want to share with you of what our table look like. Now, I do have other stitchy gifts, but this is just the Tablemate gifts you want to see. Okay, so first I'll start with what I made. So if you don't know, I sew project bags, right? So this is my new project bag, and this is kind of, sorry, Dabo's shuffling. This is my new pattern that the class is in July, but this is kind of how this was born. This pattern, all of it was kind of derived by me wanting to make a special bag for my StitchCon Tablemate gifts. So this is vintage stitching. I love to save the stitches and give them a new life for what, like a table runner. I'm pretty sure this was a huge table runner. I don't remember it. I cut it up a while ago, but this was a beautiful, beautiful table runner bag. Look at those vintage stitchings. I love them so much. It was a pretty big runner because I was able to get 7 bags out of it. Are you ready, friends? Okay, so this was fun. And then I matched it up. I went to my quite extensive collection of fabrics and found this beautiful Liberty of London collection called Woodland Friends. I will link it down below if it's available, but this was released about 6 months ago, so chances are you might not be able to get it, but it matches perfect. It comes in 3 different colorways. So gorgeous. I should get it and show it to you. I don't want to in case you can't get it though, but maybe I will. Anyway, so this is beautiful Liberty of London fabric that I just put together. And like I said, this is kind of how this bag was born. It's a non-box pleat, but it's a gusseted bag. It sits on your table like this. As always, all my bags are foam, but this was my Tablemate gift. Everybody got one of the bags that looks like this, as well as inside of it were 3 of my favorite things. One is, you can't see them, but these were the raspberry shortbread cookies. They're behind the needles. That were in the April Keeper Club. So good. This was like I think my most popular sweet of the Keeper Club yet. But then of course a package of my favorite dye alone is the Lori Holt size 28 needles. And then I made everybody a floss bling from different pieces of that same table runner. So you can see that they kind of coordinate. I don't want to waste any of those beautiful stitches. So I love to make little floss bling out of that. So that was super fun. We'll talk about a little bit more about that when we get down to my shop. But that was what was in my Tablemate gift for my friends. Now, before I show you what I want to tell you right now, this one, now I have my own. It's over there. But this one, as you can see, I still have. This is going to be a giveaway on my Patreon. For the Tiger Cub members, I want you to share a little piece of my StitchCon table, in theory, and join me and give one of my gifts. So if you haven't joined my Patreon, the link is down below. I will be announcing that giveaway here today on Friday, June 20th. It will run for a week, and then next week I will pull a winner, and one of my lucky Patreon friends will be able to be matching Tablemate gifts with us. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys. Okay, now let's talk about some of the gifts that some of my friends made. So like I mentioned, Miss Sally Yoon was so sweet and was above and beyond to sit and stand and procure our beautiful table. She had these adorable needle books that she made, and I love that she used, it's like beautiful pink yarn as the ties. I love it. It's got one of her floss cards. I will have her link down below. But this is such a sweet little needle book. I had to pick the pink one. Are you surprised? No, probably not. It's got the sun, which is orange and pink and purple, and then this beautiful flower. Like, this one was custom made for me. I love that one. And then my sweet friend, new friend Chrystal, she made these fun drawstring bags. And inside, so she made, everybody had a different drawstring bag. And inside, look at that. Shellie, I still have candy. These were some of Shellie's favorites. These are beautiful Jacobson Co. caramels. Stay tuned. They're really good. I love, so small business caramels. We might be seeing those in a keeper club eventually. And then inside, so beautiful, beautiful drawstring, tiny bag. It'll be a great little floss bag in one of my projects. I love to kind of corral. It could be perfect for a Vicki Clayton silk conversion where you got all those little spools and you got to keep them corralled. This will be great for that. So I will probably put this in my Vicki Clayton box so that I use it for when my next Vicki Clayton box. But then there's this beautiful, so it all matches. Everything coordinates. I have this beautiful Lagoon Pirate Robin. You know I love Pirate Robin floss. This was her beautiful cotton floss. I featured her in my 12 Days of Stitchmas 2 years ago. And then some of Crystal's fun floss. Look at her. She already punched the holes for us and everything. I love that. So beautiful floss drops from Chrystal. And last but not least, I can't wait to see where I'm going to put this. There's a blue one, which is adorable, and a pink one. And it's got a little sticker label already on it, so I can stick it someplace special. I'm going to have to find a good special place to put that. But that was the sweet gift from Chrystal. And then we move on to Jen Nasca. She is the sweetest. She did a theme. She loves a good theme, I've noticed. Her theme this year was Americana, which was so fun. You know, it's perfect for 4th of July. So it was a sweet little red bag, right? And then she procured these. This was a sweet little Etsy shop she found that this will look so great in my patriotic doll bowl, just with all my stitchings and accoutrement and stuff. You'll see. I've got a little surprise, so I can't wait. This will be perfect. It's like she knew what I was going to be antiquing. And then this beautiful 2 Buckeye Scarlet and Blue Corn classic colors for our upcoming patriotic stitching. Some fabulous, we all know we need a couple of them, and Jen has hooked us up with some 2025 tags to put on our finishing. And then last but not least, I love these. Just Another Button Company pins. I need to finish. I should finish the George on his horse. Which one was it? Last year at StitchCon, my fill-in project that I haven't finished yet. It's in one of these keepers. It's all ready to go. I think it's almost done. I think I need like an apple. It's the Plum Street with George and a horse. Nelson or Blue Corn. I forget. It's either Nelson or the one that matches Nelson. Either way, adorable. So cute. So that was Jen's little patriotic theme. And then let's see. So Lisa gave us this sweet little bag of goodies. And so this has a wonderful, I don't even want to take it. It's going to go up here in my little display right here. It's this little sampler on this polymer clay. So fun. So it's like a Fimo clay punch stamp sampler, but it goes on an easel. It's adorable. And then also inside was just a bunch of goodies. There's a fun little felt strawberry some more candies. I need to fill up my candy dish. Beautiful pair of scissors that are sheathed. I love a sheathed scissor, as well as some yummy treats. Orchard Valley Harvest almonds, dark chocolate. Yum, yum. And then the felt strawberry. So that was from Sweet Lisa. And then last but not least, Shellie made everyone, again, some Cutter Quilt vintage little housewives. It's a little thread keep blingy thing. It can hold a hoop. It can hold scissors. I mean, it's just pockets upon pockets. So hoops, floss, scissors, you name it. It's a jack of all trades. I love these. I have one of these in my Peacorn collection. I love to just use it for floss, throw it in the project bag to keep something special. Or if it was a tiny little stitch, like I could probably throw Henny Penny hooped up in here, ready to go with her 2 flosses. I don't stitch on the go really though. I knit on the go. I can't stitch on the go. I need too much. I need my glasses. I need the light. I'm a little bougie, a little high maintenance with the stitching on the go. Anyway, so those are my Tablemate gifts. Let's stay in the gift genre just because that's what's next in the pile of fun. So I neglected to share some of the gifts that we exchanged on our Friends at the Mill Day on Wednesday. So Holly Neal was so sweet and she brought us this adorable, these are so cute. I can't wait to make my little strawberry display, but it's just these wooden little strawberries that she procured. Look how sweet that is. It'll look so cute in a little strawberry display, a little bowl. So, so sweet. And then Lisa gifted me some really fun and unique goodies. So this is something that she works sometimes at the Liberty Hill Needlework shop. Let me see if this is, yes, Liberty Hill Needleworks. So it's a sweet L&S down in Williamsburg area. And this was one of their cute little pin cushions. It's just a terracotta pot. So this is a great idea. It's a little terracotta pot, a little felt ball. I can't tell what these little pink flowers are. Looks almost like those duster cloths, really. And then felt and a button and this little butterfly pin. It's just a sweet little pin cushion decoration. So, so sweet. And it came in this like cupcake box. It was adorable. So that is such a cute little make and take. And then Lisa also gifted me 2 super special vintage items she found when she was antiquing. Now, if you don't know, I live less than a mile away from Mount Vernon. I call him George. George's house. George Washington's Mount Vernon here in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside of DC. You know, the place you go and tour when you're in like 6th grade. So that's right down the street from me. And so I love all things Mount Vernon is the moral of the story. And so when she was out antiquing, she found this old box and she was telling me how it was just like man on a horse. And I was like, okay, they didn't know what they were doing. Because I mean, Mount Vernon is right there. That's Mount Vernon. And this is George on his horse, Nelson. I think that's what his name is. You know, Plum Street told us what it was. Such a sweet little box. This would also be a super awesome Vicki Clayton. I love to use these things. I love to decorate with them as well, but I love when antique things can become functional. So this would be a super fantastic Vicki Clayton silk spool holder. So one of my projects. And then she also found, which I have never seen before, this sweet, it almost looks like it's a hand painted tile with Mount Vernon on it. So, so sweet. So I loved that. And then, so we'll just stay on the Mount Vernon. So while I also made something a little extra for the Mill at the Friends Day. Friends at the Mill? Mill at the Friends? You know what I'm saying. I made something for my friends there. Like I mentioned, Mount Vernon, all the things. I can always do something bright and colorful, and that will scream Tiger Lily. But I wanted to just bring my friends a little piece of my home to them. And so when I was down at Mount Vernon, I got this fun little basket of goodies for Jerry's Toast, really, is what it is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go watch Shelley's video. But while I was there, I saw these tea towels. Now, if you don't know, I've made, and I promise the tutorial is coming. I just have to find another tea towel. But I've made a tea towel bag out of the Nicola Parkman Hands Across the Sea tea towels. This was a tea towel, and now it's a project bag, and it is like the easiest thing in the world to make. cake. There's there's fabric needed, but the exterior fabric is all the tea towel. And so when I saw this, when I was down at Mount Vernon shopping, I was like, oh, all my friends need that. Now, whether they need it or not, I don't know, but I made them one. So I made them. This was a tea towel. Like I said, it was a Mount Vernon tea towel. It features the mansion in the sun. It's right on the edge of the Potomac River. So if you ever see me stitching waterside on Instagram, I kind of stare at that in stories sometimes. This is the river. I'm always on the Potomac River. Obviously not at George's house, but down the street from George's house, there's public parks and things. And so this is the Potomac River in George Washington's Mount Vernon. I just couldn't resist making everybody a tea towel Mount Vernon bag. I matched it with this gorgeous Lori Holt, blue, greens, and yellows. I thought it was like made for this. And then what did I put on the inside? Oh, I just put the same fabric. So this is super fun. So I made one of these. Spoiler, I also have one of these for my Patreon friends. So if you want to get a piece of Mount Vernon and be twinsies with the Friends at the Mill Day, I have a Mount Vernon bag to give away as well this week. So hop on over to Patreon and see if you can get entered to be twinsies with us. But this was my gift at the Mill of the Day, Mill of the Friends of the Mill. I need to slow down, but you know what I'm saying. Those things. Last but not least, I saved my favorite for last. When I got there, Shellie had told me, and she had spoiled on social. Where on social, I forget, whether it was on a video or on Instagram or wherever she was, but she had spoiled, surprised, that she had stitched me. Oh, she did it at the Queen City Sampler Guild. She had a stitch at the day. Gave them this chart. This was a freebie, and I just checked with her. She just texted me back. If you saw me looking at my phone weirdly, it's because I'm reading the text sideways. That it was okay that I shared this with you because this is the Antique Needleworker's newest freebie. So she shared this freebie with the Queen City Sampler Guild last month. But today, June 20th, she's sharing it with all of you. But this, I can't, I was blown away. This is beautiful. And I immediately know exactly where this is going. It's going right on there's a table upstairs. It's a special, I will keep special treasures in it. But without further ado, let me show you this sweet, sweet stitch. So Shellie designed this chart. It complements something that's coming. Like I said, June 20th, go watch Shellie's video and she'll explain all the details. I don't want to spoil all the fun, but it's a true compliment to her next upcoming piece. It is beautiful. It looks like a quick stitch, but it is sweet and gorgeous and it fits perfectly. So if you're looking for a small or a friend gift to send to maybe a stitchy sister just because, I'm 99% sure I should have asked her before I tell you this. I'm going to tell you. If she tells me otherwise after I'm done recording, I will scroll down below that I am wrong. But I'm 90% sure that this is a Hobby Lobby box that she got. So look, it's got a cute little, it's one of those slide slatches. And she just painted it with this gorgeous, it's almost Mountain Mist. Mountain Mist is Shellie's favorite floss color, and literally the box is Mountain Mist, if you ask me. I'm sure that's not what they called it at Hobby Lobby, but it's just an acrylic paint from Hobby Lobby, as well as the box is in the unfinished wood selection there. And she finished it and painted it, and it is so, so sweet. And I love it, love it, love it. Shellie, you should have signed it. Maybe I'll bring it for you to sign it. So then, in 25 years, we'll be like trying to remember, when did this happen? And it'll have your signature and your date. Yeah, I'm going to make you do it. It's going to be great. So that is so sweet. So I will link everything if I can down below. I know the freebie's coming out, so I will link the freebie to Shellie's website. It's coming out today. So I'm sure I can link it. So that are some of my special gifts. Who knew this gift section was going to be the biggest part of today's video? I hope you don't mind. I just want to share and recognize and really show my appreciation to all of my special, special friends. So this was that knitting bag I told you about that Shellie made for Lisa and I. And it was beautiful. It was full of all the things we needed. We've already wound up, and I've started. You can see right here. She kitted us up a sock pattern. It is the Butterfly Kisses socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. This beautiful yarn is from Leap of Faith Yarns. She's over in Maryland, so she's local to me. So I will link her Instagram down below. She kitted this up with everything we need, scissors and needles and yarns and all the things. I started it, and that's as far as I've gotten. Both the girls, both Lisa and Shellie, I think, are into the butterfly repeat. I am not, but how adorable is this knitting bag? I love a cutter quilt. I love this. I love the little strawberries and sunflower drawstring to the top. It is so, so sweet. She had it kitted up with tapestry needles and yarn socks and all the things. It's kind of like a sock in a bag. So, so sweet. Shocker, we sometimes twin, meaning sometimes we have the same ideas of what we're going to gift each other, what we're going to do, what we're going to make. So Kari showed up with a sock in a bag too. Can you tell which one I made? And can you tell which we're twins, but not sometimes. So this is old and crusty and lovely and cutter quilt screams Shellie. This is bright and pink and Tula and screams Kari, right? So I kitted us up. I used my drawstring Crumb pattern, and these were crumbs left over from making tons of Tula pink queen bags. And so I made some Crumb bags, and I kitted us up. You can tell I've caked it. I have not done anything with it. I caked us up a sock set from one of my favorites. It's Stitching with Yarn. I want to pull out, you can see right there. It's Stitching with Yarn. It's Christy from Stitching with Yarn. She has an Etsy shop. I will link her down below. This was just one of her sock sets. It was pink speckled with this peach heels, cuffs, and toes. It just reminded me of cherry blossoms. I know she launched it sometime a month or two ago. I snagged up 2 sets of it. I knew immediately that we needed to start it because it reminded me of the cherry blossoms. It was during cherry blossom time here down in DC and the things. Anyway, obviously I haven't started it, but I have it all kitted up in this cute little bag. And then this is twill tape from Amazon. These are my favorite. If you're ever looking, I will link it if I can. But it's this fabulous, like 1-inch twill tape, comes in a rainbow of colors, and it is my favorite drawstring tag. Now, I love a good fancy ribbon, don't get me wrong, but just to have on stash, I have probably this twill tape ribbon. It's just nice and thick, and it's twill tape, not like satin or grosgrain. It's just a nice twill tape. I have it in probably 2 or 3 different colors, white, teal, aqua. One of those things that it will go with 90% of the things that I sew. And so I love that. So I will link that down below. Now, drawstring bags were on point. Look at this. This was gifted to me by my friend Natalie from Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, she made a special bag for me and a special bag for Shellie. And I knew immediately when she walked up, I was like, oh my gosh, look, this is the sweetest drawstring bag pattern I have seen. Look, I just love the origami-ness of it. And it's got these flaps. And I immediately knew, she said that when she saw this, she pulled this from her stash. And I know that, I mean, I knew that before she told me, because being a quilter for 20 plus years, I recognize some of my favorites. This is vintage Amy Butler. Now, if you've been in the quilting world, you know exactly what that is. But Amy Butler was a fabric designer 20 years ago. She was like the Tula pink of, she's like OG. I mean, different, but same. Beautiful, bright, vibrant, statement fabrics. I pretty much, I'm sure I've used all my stash along the way, because you save it, you hoard it. And that's what she said. She was saving this for something special. And how excited was I, how honored I was that I was the something special that she dug into her vintage stash for. So it just has so much fun goodies, some candies, some fun, some pens, and this little glow ring. It was just this sweet little Burt's Bees floss, but this bag, I love it. Thank you so much, Natalie. Now I have 2 more special things to show you, and then I'm going to show you some of the goodies that were just dropped off at the table that are super fun, but just to give you some ideas for if you're going to a retreat and you're like, I love to watch these so that I get new ideas, right? But my sweet friend Catherine, now I met Catherine last year. Last year she brought me this beautiful tulip pink Dresden plate project bag. Where it is, it's got a project in it. I know I've used it recently. I love that bag so much. This year, she made me 2 things. How special do I feel? But look, I mean, she knows me inside and out. Look at these beautiful colors, this beautiful quilt. This is all stitched. This is a beautiful, intricate designed quilt block with a double zipper. So there's a big bag on the top, and then there's a small pocket in the front to hold your floss. This is a beautiful designed project bag. I can't wait to find something special to put in this. Catherine made. I love Catherine. Catherine and her husband have come to StitchCon. I met them last year and this year. They're so, so sweet. She has beautiful, gorgeous tulip pink tennis shoes that she made. Now she sent the link of where you could buy a kit and then you saw all of the things. I might have to make myself some shoes. Maybe we need to have another make and take day, Shellie, and make shoes. But she also made this for me. Now, I've never seen anything like this before, and I'm so excited. I knew immediately what it was going to be. I don't know if she knew what it was going to be when she gifted it to me. I don't know if she had an idea. But it's beautiful. It's got foam in the middle and you can just feel it. It's nice and sturdy. It's got the magnet clip. You open it up and there's a notions pouch with a nice zipper to hold all your doodaddies that you don't want to like get away. But then on either side are these segmented pockets. Do you see them? If you're a knitter, you see it immediately. This is going to be a gorgeous interchangeable needle set case. Now I have 2, 3, I think 3. I think I have 3 different interchangeable needle sets and they come in pretty boxes, right? When you buy them from Chagu or Knit Picks, I think those are my 2. They come in pretty boxes, but it's a pretty box. This is so exciting. I can't wait to put, I'm pretty sure it's going to be my day and night knit pick set that's going to go in this set, and the cords are going to go here, and then the scissors and the tape measures and all the little doodaddies you need. But this is going to be one of my interchangeable sets. Now it is so much better than a pretty box. This is above and beyond, Catherine. Thank you so much. Last but not least, like I said, there's just some people come around and share goodies with you. So those missing stitches, she shared a beautiful cut of her Darling David 36 count linen. I got this sticker. This is from my friend Zan. She loves to bring me something special. Yes, I love this tiger pin so much. I can't wait to figure out where it's going to go. Beautiful silk from Hathaway Stitchers. That's a gorgeous idea. She must have got, because it says Silks for You and it's got 2 different numbers on it. She must have got like a hank of Silks for You and then segmented it out. Really great idea. A nice Stitchers box. Lots of candy and goodies I need to go add to my sticker jar. This is a needle minder from Sweet Autumn Stitch that my sweet friend Cheryl gifted me. I love that. A needle minder from Raylan at Maine Stitchers. This was such a cute idea. I love this. And I have a needle on it so you could tell I was using it. She got a quarter from Alabama. So she got all the Alabama quarters and make needle minders out of it. She's from Alabama. That was such a great idea. Lots of floss drops. A little bling from Karen. Oh, she was so sweet. She was in the line with me 2 years ago. She came up to me and she made me this sweet little bling. I love it. Like I said, more floss drops. Lots of floss drops I will add to my collection. Miss Lisa gave out these little acorn top felt balls. And more snips and candies and blings galore. So it was just so much fun. Now let's chat about my antiquing haul. Now, if you don't know, there is a fabulous Ohio Valley Antique Mall. This is my second time there. Came home with a bunch of goodies because this time I had a car, so I wasn't held back or restricted as to what I could get. There were so many good things. Actually, some of them I've already taken upstairs. Now that I think about it. I got a couple things that are going down to the Tiger House. They're tiger themed, shocker. This beautiful tiger tin thing, it's upstairs. I got a couple things for Lily. It's always fun to, just take a picture, shoot it to her. Do you want this in your thing? It was so much fun. But I do have some goodies that are going to stay here in my studio. And I thought they're kind of sewing related. Maybe you'd like to see. So we'll start with you're like, that's not that exciting. Well, it's a beautiful wood box. Yes, it needs some TLC. Yes, I will paint it. But do you see a finished stitch on the top of this? I do. It was $5. Okay, friends. So there was no leaving this beautiful box behind. I needed to get it. I need to finish it and put a finished stitch on it. I have a couple things in my need to be finished box that might fit on here. So hopefully one day you're going to see a finish on there soon. Then look at this fantastic hand-done signed basket. Isn't it adorable? I forget the price. I won't remember the price of everything. But it was very reasonable, which is why I got it. And I saw this as a Americana dough bowl, but it's not a dough bowl, it's a basket. And then these cute 2 little antique looking flags as kind of the backdrop of said basket. And then it's going to be full of Americana accoutrement. So we'll see if I can get that display all put together before 4th of July comes and goes. Oh, look at this in my stack. This was the name of the quilt that we did. I didn't recycle the pattern yet. Here it is. I will link it down below if I can. So that's that. Then I got 2 fun tins. Look at this. This is a fun made in England and it's textured. So it's like, I don't know, enamel paint of some sort. But it's this beautiful tin that is going to be a tin of something. Remember I was talking about all these different fun containers? Like a strawberry tin. I don't think this is not big enough to be a strawberry tin. But so sweet. Had to add it to my collection. And then this little vintage sewing basket. It looks like a sampler. Little Dutch friends and tulips. Whoops. So fun. So that'll be another hold all the things, but in a pretty little box collection. And then last but not least, I couldn't pass that up. Now I meant to leave this with Shellie so she would just make some project bags. She didn't know she was volunteering for that. I might have voluntold. I mean, no, but it's just a beautiful vintage quilt. It does have some rips, some tears, some missing parts, and that's why it can be a cutter quilt. I don't cut into quilts just for fun. This, needs to live its next best life. Nobody can use it as a quilt anymore because there's some really excessive areas of wear and tear. But this is a great cutter quilt to add to my collection. I'm not going to get in the business of making cutter quilt project bags. But I did make those cutter quilt jeans. Maybe I need another pair. And it's just super fun. So that was my antiquing haul. Only 3 more segments. We're almost done, friends. Oh, what a trip. Okay, last but not least is the needlepoint section of today's video. So yes, I've done needlepoint once. Couple years ago during Stitchmas. I forget who it was, but there was a small business on Etsy. She did needlepoint. I never finished it. But I was enabled. I saw some that Instagram enables. Does it enable you? It enables me. I saw something on Instagram and knew immediately that I wanted to try needlepoint again because of this product. But in the meantime, I was telling, so that's from Stitchers Memphis. Sarah at Stitchers Memphis. She has a beautiful shop down in Memphis. Now, I haven't been to it, but I know it's beautiful because Sarah's a beautiful person and I expect nothing less from her. So she bought this needle workshop recently this year, and it's a cross stitch and needlepoint shop. So I reached out to her and I said, do you have a contract with this needlepoint canvas designer? She did. She kitted it up for me. But before we got there on Wednesday, I was explaining to Shellie what I had got from what Sarah was bringing me, hand delivering to me at StitchCon. And Shellie said, oh my gosh, I totally got you this needlepoint last year and forgot to give it to you. She's so funny. So it was this beautiful eyeglass case right there, the orange, and then a key fob. Now you can see, I put the stitches on the key fob. So the night before, like I said, I haven't done needlepoint in a couple years. Didn't really do it very long before I put it away. But she kitted it up with these beautiful wools and silks and all the things. And so this is going to be my practice needlepoint because I want to be, I don't want to say perfect because, listen, that's not what crafting is about. It's not being perfect. But I got this kitted up from Miss Sarah. Now look, now you can see it's rolled up. She kitted it, fully kitted it up for me. So if you've never done needlepoint and you're like, I need a beginner, Instagram Sarah. I will link her down below and just tell her Tiger Lily sent you and she will hook you up with all the things. So like I said, this is what I saw. I haven't unrolled it. It's a tiger and pink purse strap. Yes. I don't really carry a purse on the regular, but maybe I will if my strap is tigers with a pink strap. Maybe I will. So she got me the stretcher bar. Like I said, I have nothing. I know nothing of what I'm doing. So she hooked me up with this purse strap, this mini stretcher bar, and the thumb and the tacks and the tools and the threads and the floss. It's not floss. Yes. Threads. Yarn. Beautiful. You have the option of just using like DMC Pearl Cotton, or we went with the 100% merino wool, 30 yards, and like, this shouldn't be in here. This shouldn't be a pink. Silly Sarah. I don't think the pink is supposed to be in there. She was supposed to take the pink back. All the colors are in here. It is so pretty. And like I said, all the things. Oh, and she has a Stitchers Memphis little needle minder. So like I said, if you have ever thought about doing needlepoint, reach out to Sarah and she will hook you up. She's got beautiful, just, pick out something small. You don't have to go big. She did tell me that I have to learn a different stitch. This is not the tent stitch. I have to learn basket weave. I have no idea what that means. Nope, sure don't. But I have no problem going to YouTube University and figuring it out. But in the meantime, it's just in my sweet little Stitchers Memphis needlepoint pack. So that was a little bit of my haul that I got at StitchCon. That was not cross stitch at all. So without further ado, I do have two, like I mentioned, two giveaways for today's videos that were generously donated by my sweet friend, who was just kind of like pulling things together. And I was like, I would love to do that. I would love to share that with my friends. And she was so gracious and sent it along with me. So these are two different kits from Alicia's Fancy Full Flamingo favorite boxes. So she was doing boxes. I think she's taking a pause/break of her boxes, but I have two beautiful fully kits ready to go. So this is the Sweet Friendships Proper Stitcher. Everything you need is in this box. This has the board. This has the trim, the backing fabric, the pins, the DMC, the kit, the chart, everything you need to finish, and it looks just like that with some pretty pins too, is in you just add your own Stitchers fabric. That's the count of cross stitch fabric you add from your stash, because everybody has different favorite counts And whether you're Aida or linen or Lugana or 14 or 16 or 18, I'm sure it says what size. My guess is looking at it, it probably accommodates a couple different sizes. So if you are looking to win this in today's video, you need to A, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, B, like the video, and C, you have to live in the US. I'm sorry, these are heavy duty things. I can't ship them international. So US only, or at least a US address. If you have a friend I can ship it to, that works too. But a US address, and use the word friendships with an S. That's the complicated. Use the word friendship. We'll leave the S off. Use the word friendship if you want to win sweet friendships. So, so sweet. And then the second one that was so generously donated is the Flamingo Friends. Yeah, so, you know, we're going to have to do the things. So this is a sweet, look at the kit. It's another Chantel 141 full design board kit. How funky and fabulous is this? Look at that finish with the palm tree and the frame and the spool and the flamingo. It's so adorable. Look, there's the DMC floss, everything you need. The chart is from Crafty Blue Bonnet. And if you want to win this one, use the word flamingo. Yep, that one's easier. So I've got 2 kit giveaways. Thank you so much to my sweet friend who donated for those giveaways for today. So last but not least, we're going to have a little bit of Tiger Lily shop update, and I'm going to wrap you up. All right, friends, a little bit of Tiger Lily shop update. One is it's almost July. That means it is almost time for the next quarterly Keeper Club. July 25th is when the next Keeper Club will ship out. If you are in the club, your automatic charge will hit your card on July 1st, as it always does, the first of the month, and it ships out by the 25th. We are totally on track. I have all the goodies for the box. I'm working days and nights getting the keepers for July done. No problem. I'm super excited. This one's going to be a good one. As always, I am so excited that you guys are part of the Keeper Club. Now, if you're not in the Keeper Club, but you want to join, make sure you get on the wait list. Everything is linked down below, as well as sign up for my Patreon. I will have extra. I always do. But they're offered to my Patreon members first. Sometimes I have one-time purchase boxes. Those are the ones that I keep for the gremlin, the shipping gremlins. If the UPS and the USPS don't lose any boxes, hopefully, then I do have a handful of extra one-off boxes. So you wouldn't be joining the club that way. You would just be getting a one-off box. Or sometimes I do have spots in the club. Either way, both of those are offered to my Patreon 24 hours early access, always first. So that's the best place to get notified if you really want to get into the club, or you can get on the wait list, and that's going to be an email that is sent out if there's any spots left over after the 24 hours Patreon early access. More often than not, the Patreon sells it out and I don't even get to the wait list. But either way, if you're interested, get on one of those things. Now, if you want to get a keeper, I also still do have a handful of the 2025 Days of Advent box. Now, what that is it's kind of like a Keeper Club on bonus, meaning it's 12 days, 12 wrapped gifts in December. You get it you buy it now. It ships out in mid to late November with plenty of time to receive by December 1st. And I open them on daily videos from December 1 through December 12th. If you want to get an idea of some of the things that have been in past boxes, you can go back and watch my Stitchmas 2025 or Stitchmas 24, or there was no 23. This is my 3rd year doing the box. But what it is there's always a keeper. Spoiler, last year it was day 1, but that's a great way to get an exclusive fabric. That fabric will be offered no other time in that box, as well as 11 other curated small business exclusive items. These items, I'm so excited. I've got a new collection of small businesses to share with you. That is my love language. finding and curating and sharing small businesses with you so that hopefully you can support the small business. Listen, I love Amazon too, but I love to support the small makers. As a small maker myself, I appreciate it and I want to share the wealth, share the love. So I've got 11 daily curated small businesses. I love this box so much. It is coming together. I've already got 3 days packed and bagged and tagged. Can you believe that? That's crazy. But I do have a few boxes left, so that link down below. Once they sell out, they sell out. There will be, as always, there'll be a handful, like literal handful of shipping gremlins saved one-time boxes. But if you want this box, I would not save, if I wouldn't count on those, go ahead and grab yourself one right now. Last but not least is the Queen Takes Center Stage Bag. Now, if you saw, I showed it to you guys earlier in the video. It was, you know, that tulip pink, beautiful Queen of Hearts bag. That is a class. That is my next July Make with Tiger Lily bag. And I am so excited for it. You have two options to get into that class. The class is going to be on July 19th. But you do not, I know summer is busy for everyone. So if you are out of town, no worries. The class will be on replay forever. You can go back and watch the video and make the bag again and again and again using your exclusive access class only to this video. This video will never be made public. It will only be accessible to the people that get the class. There are 2 ways to get the class. Right now, there's still 2 ways. Quickly, soon there will only be 1 way. Right now there are still two ways. You can get a full kit, which means everything will come to you. And actually yesterday I started kitting everything up. So you will see, here is the paper chart. It is a nice heavy duty booklet pattern with 1,000 pictures, not 1,000, but lots and lots of pictures, extra word. All the fabric you need is pre-cut. There's the Tulip Pink exclusive strapping, the 16-inch zipper, the QR code that you need to access the class, your Tulip Pink featured panel, as well as the foam that you need. So this is what your kit will look like. The QR code will take you right to the video class, and then you can go ahead and watch the class live or on replay. So this is the full kit option. There's 20 or so, might be less now, 20-ish left of the full kits. Once they're gone, because I did deep dive into my Tulip Pink out of print vintage Queen of Hearts bolt of fabric to share with you. So once the queens are gone, there are no more queens, and that's the end of the full kits. But then also there will be a PDF class. So what that means is when you go and check out for a PDF class, you will get this booklet, but in PDF form. It's a 8-page booklet. Again, all the pictures, all the information, all the things is in that booklet, as well as you will get a shopping list. So this is if you have a stash, you've made bags before, maybe you have some of these materials, maybe you want to use a different fabric, options galore, but that's how if you want to access the PDF class, that is still available. Now it's available 2 different ways. There's the US link that will take you to the Tiger Lily shop.com website. That is my website, and that's where you can check out for the PDF class if you were in the US. If you are an international friend, no worries. I have you set up to check out on my Etsy shop. I use Etsy for my international PDFs, so that way I'm in compliance with all the various tax rules and VAT and all the things that you have to keep track of to get your international sales, but that is available on my Etsy shop. All of this is linked down below. The PDF classes will be available up until the day before the class, so you can always grab that option. Once the class goes, it will not be available for at least 6 months, if not 9 months. I haven't quite decided when I will release the PDF bag, but it's going to be at least 6 months. But I doubt it's going to be then, because I'm going to be in the middle of the holidays and all the things, and so that will not be when I launch that. So it will probably be more like 9 months. So if you have any desire, it's a gusseted bag without a box pleat. It's easy to put together. You do have to install a zipper. You do have to do binding at the top. It's not hard. I had a couple friends at StitchCon who came up to me and they expressed their dislike of the binding. I know, binding. Oh, I do have a couple options coming up from some non-binding bags. So don't worry, friends, I've got you. This one does have binding. We're going to go slow and steady, and we're going to get her done, and it's going to be great. So these will be perfect for making for lots of holiday gifts. But anyway, that's it. That is it. Now I've given you the Tiger Lily shop update, all the things we've got going on. And I will be back next week. Hopefully, maybe I'm just going to have one stitch to show you. If I just hunker down and focus on the American Sampler and get that Plum Street finish done, that would be fantastic. Because in the meantime, I'm just going to be deep diving, getting these kits. The Queen Bag kits are going to be shipped out next week. So watch your emails, watch your tracking if you've got one ordered. I will also be launching I have a special situation that I've got a sale coming up later on in July. We'll see if I can pull it together. But I had some replacement of the project tracker cards have been restocked on the website. Those just came in. I just have to do the counting and the shuffling and the doing all the things. But you guys have been asking for those beautiful vintage, like sewing themed project tracker cards. They sold out real quick. I did get them reprinted. So those are back on the website. But if you're interested in those, I suggest you hold on because I'm going to be adding some other fun things to the website. And I just want you to bundle it all together and only pay the shipping once. You know. So because there's some great linens that are coming, some fabric bundles, some things, a little de-stash, a little fun, all the things. A little July cleanup studio is coming because I got to make room for all these Days of Advent boxes that are coming in. I can't stack to the ceiling. There's too much stuff. And it's all so good and I want to share it with you. Okay, friends, until next time, happy stitching.